Alrighty, hello once again, everybody. How you doing? So a little bit of a short stream today. I slept extra long, so feeling pretty rested up. Hopefully, we're in for another not annoying day. So let's get this generator thing done. No, I think this may be GG's. I think this may be. I don't know. We'll see. We'll try our best here. I might just be able to complete it, but keeping everyone alive is going to be the hard part.
Report to your workplaces.
30 wood, 30 steel. I think we can make another one. Yeah, there's one of the alarms. I knew that was going to start happening. So any other technology we need? We need heat in a couple days, but we need to get to advanced burners for that. Nah, I don't think I have enough resources. It might be better off just calling it a failed run and going back to the drawing board. Thankfully, I don't think we'll have to go back very far. We are going to need a lot more resources going into the end game here. Well, at the very least, we've stabilized our medical situation. All right. Let's see. So let's go back. What choices do we have here? Okay, we're not going to need wood after this point. We are going to need coal. So let's do something a little crazy here. Do I have advanced docks up on both sides? No, I don't. Already I'm seeing the tactical mistakes I made. Alright. So, we're going to need to start stockpiling resources. Which means from this point, is there anything I can... No, probably not. I think I've pretty much tapped everything. The hell are people starving all the time? What is that crap? $20 wood, eh? Alright, charcoal kilns, you can stop working now. $25 steel and 40 wood. 40, 25. Very different not taking the engineers in this run, because taking the engineers from Site 101 definitely gives you a boost, because obviously if you're siding with engineers, having more engineers around means you can get more done.
Attention all personnel. Work is over for today.
Listen, everybody. New regulations.
All right. I'm wondering how much difference going cold this well, early or late, depending on whatever your perspective is. How much that's going to change things. Actually, let's leave that as our rainy day insurance. Transport has arrived.
Get to your workplaces now.
Going to eat. Yes, of course. Going to eat right at the start of shift. And you people wonder why I side with the engineers. So, anyways, I just finished rewatching the entire series of Breaking Bad. I don't think Hank Schrader is a good person. Now, maybe this is some ultra hot take. I think there were very few people that were truly good or even trying to be good in the sense of sticking to a moral principle. I think I closest I like to think is maybe Saul, possibly Jesse. But yeah, a lot of the characters in that show I do not sympathize with. I don't even like. Like Marie, I never sympathized with Marie. But in, towards the final arc where she's trying to like be all like, "Oh, I'm just trying to protect your family from, your dangerous husband." Like what has he done that's proven that he's dangerous? You don't even know. I mean, she essentially, it's like she's acting from the perspective of somebody that's actually watched the show, but she's never watched the show. I mean, she and Hank were ignorant up to Walter's antics up until God knows how long. Until very late in the series. And of course, Miss, I like stealing things because it makes my girl parts tingly. It has all the more moral latitude in the world, right? We're gonna trust a thief who has stolen expensive jewelry just for fun, just for funsies. It's just for funsies. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. It was just for funsies. We're gonna trust her for having the moral high ground. I mean, if you really put a gun to my head and you said, you gotta choose, alright? These two people have committed crimes. One of them is gonna die today. And if you don't choose either, you're gonna die. So here's how it goes. There's a thief who is a petty thief. Or possibly a grand larcenous thief, depending on the amount of whatever they've stolen. And they do it just for funsies. Just for funsies. They're bored. They need attention. Whatever. That's their problem. And here's a person who's breaking the law because, well, maybe a little bit of an arrogant asshole. This person has decided, I'm trying to do something for my family. Right? Stealing because it's fun, or breaking the law because basically, well, you're kind of an asshole. You are trying to do something for your family. Now, maybe you could say both of them are in the wrong, and great. That goes to my point about Marie not being a good character. She is a shit tier sister. And honestly, having rewatched the series, I think Hank kind of deserved the bullet he got. That's gonna be a fucking hell of a hot take. Because there's probably gonna be a lot of people out there that are like, well, Hank was just trying to solve. No. You have to ignore all of the stuff that actually has him interacting with his office and with all the people in order to pretend that he was just doggedly going after the criminals. No. He was doggedly going after a case he was obsessed with. Right? He got a fucking promotion. That promotion meant that he was, and this is pointed out in the series, if you missed this, you weren't paying attention, he is in charge of an entire fucking operation. So he can't afford to just go after one case. He needs to run the whole outfit. But what does he do rather than run the whole outfit? He decides to go after one case that he was on a long time ago, and they even say this, like that case was, when you were maybe an agent, but now you're a director. So you got all this other stuff to worry about. Not to imply that I explicitly sympathize with Heisenberg slash, Walt. In one aspect, he has good motives for the bad things he does. But obviously, if you've seen the show, at a certain point, he shows his tendency towards doing things for his ego, not because they necessarily fully align with his principles. I mean, this becomes clear at one point when, when Jesse, earlier on in the series, I don't remember what, I think it might like fourth or third or fourth season, where he's like, how much money did you say you needed to ensure your family was okay? Well, you've made that money. We can get out, Mr. White. I'd have to find it. But he keeps going because of his fucking ego. But yeah, Hank, after having watched everything that he did, that fucker was way too willing to fucking turn on Walt. All that talk about family and how much, I took the picture, in the backyard where we used to have barbecues. It's like, yeah, you're gonna use that as a punchline, not as a, well, shit. I had to do this in the backyard, and and it hurt me having to do it there because that was where the barbecues always happened. A lot of good memories ruined. He was like proud of the fact that he fucking put one over on Walt in that place, just so that he could have that little bit of extra moral condemnation and say, hey. remember when we were family. And it's like, dude, you were more than willing to fucking turn away family. You read a book. You took that book from your brother-in-law's house without even confronting him about it, and then decided, I'm gonna pursue this guy as if he's the devil himself, because I am so obsessed with this fucking case. That don't exactly speak to me as somebody that gives a shit about family. I'm just saying. I mean, you could not like Saul all you want, but he is a lawyer. He is... Oh, fucking hell. I did that. Ah. Not gathering post, resource depot. You didn't see that. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw me playing with my dolls. But yeah, Marie. Not a fan of her bullshit. I don't like her. I don't think I ever liked her. Because, I mean, even if we took out the petty thievery shit, bitch is kind of a cunt. I know that's a bad no-no word on YouTube, but I'm just saying. She's kind of a cunt. Like, I don't know. I didn't realize that so much of the show was actually pretty good television. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't like a lot of television. I would say that Breaking Bad definitely earns, its, definitely earns its accolades. For sure. For sure it does. fuck it. Let's promote some engineers. Yeah, it's definitely a wild ride. If you are, if you're lurking and watching this, or if you are seeing it streamed on some other service, to which I disavow. Oh, by the way, I should advertise. Hang on, I'm about to sneeze. Uh, All right, and we are back. Sorry about the disappearance there. I I right after I sent out the invites, I had to go to a quick Squid Idol meeting. You know how it is. You can't control these things. They just happen when they happen. So yeah, but getting back to it, let's go. All right. Hang on 1 second. Make sure that posted. And it did. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Scanned millions out of people, and this is what he was hitting. uh. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. All right. We can build this generator in 40 minutes. Maybe. Possibly. Who knows? Oh, that shit. But I mean, let's be fair. Jesse Dunn fucked up too, though. He fucked up pretty bad, actually.
All employees, report for work at once.
He even says it. And I watched El Camino too for the first time. But he even admits it. Like, if he had just straight up gotten on the fucking car and left, none of it would have happened. Actually makes me like him a little bit more as a character. Because I think Jesse is probably the only person that admits his flaws, except for maybe Saul, who admits it through just basically doing the shit that he does. Right? Like he's a criminal lawyer. He knows he's a criminal lawyer. He knows he's going to represent some of the worst people on the face of the fucking planet. And he's accepted that. He's come to terms with it. That's how he makes his money. And he's okay with that. But yeah, a good, a good character as a brother-in-law. That guy finding out or even suspecting that his brother was involved in some bad activity would have brought it up with him. Have you been doing some Have you been doing some illegal shit? I mean, I know it sounds weird, but there's a lot here that it seems like it's pointing to things I don't even want to imagine being true. So please, help me understand that these things aren't true. But he doesn't. He's like, this is the chance to finish my case. Like, it could have been in an absurd world, right? This would have been funny. Like, Walt just happens to fit all of the exact patterns. And Hank just is like so focused and obsessed. You know, Walt is 100% innocent, right? This would be a great joke series. Walt is 100% innocent. He's never broken the law. He's never turned to doing meth with Jesse, all that stuff. And then there comes a point where Hank finds a book in his house, and he's like, huh, Heisenberg. Oh, oh, huh, Walt has this book, and it's about a character named Heisenberg. Oh, oh, my brother-in-law is a drug kingpin. You know, we can make it based on the whole breaking bread meme. Like, Walt is just secretly working, moonlighting as a baker because, he doesn't want his wife to know that he's working hard, convinced that he's going to die of cancer to try and leave something for the family. And that's his big secret. But then, this coincidental bit of evidence comes up, and it's like, oh, Walt is Heisenberg. He's the one selling the blue meth. And then fucking Hank arrests Walt, and it turns out, oh, Walt isn't Heisenberg, but now he's fucking fucked everything up. Because how in the heck do you go, oh, whoops, sorry, bro. I just accidentally assumed you were a fucking drug kingpin with no evidence. Le good guy face. Like, imagine simping for a character like that. My brother-in-law, yeah, he's a drug kingpin because it just happens to fit the profile of somebody I've been chasing the whole time. Because, like, literally his whole big reveal of Walt being Heisenberg was just him sitting on the fucking toilet and just finding a book. And that book could have meant anything, right? But we're meant to believe that he's some fucking genius detective that just put it all together, you know? Like, fucking, the usual suspect style, you know? He drops his fucking coffee glass while he's sitting there on the toilet, and at the bottom it reads, Walt equals Heisenberg. Get the fuck out of here.
All employees, leave your workplaces in order.
Finally, I have arrived. Just in time for me to end the stream. I'm kidding. Also, did you see that shit? Shin? Samurai Remnant confirmed? I thought he said he wasn't going to play it because he thought it was a Muso game. I missed the stream. I was unconscious, but, you know. I hope you had fun with it. I'm going to check it out later. But I hope you had fun with it. It does seem like a really fun game. It doesn't seem Muso game so much as it seems like, again, I think I might have mentioned this when I was playing it, Senran Kagura style, which is basically what kind of caused me to reinstall the game. Convict music. But yeah, I hope he enjoyed it. Obviously, again, I haven't watched the stream, but you know, hopefully he enjoyed it. That just reminds me, I need to step my game up. This streaming once a day thing isn't cutting it. We need to go to the next level. Also, quote unquote, Fate fans, when they find out that Musashi likes her boys young, and she likes her girls probably young too. Like, Jesus. There are probably these people out there who have this image as Musashi as this dual blade wielding, like, samurai mommy, ultra, like, femme fatale bullshit. And she's like, if only he was a few years younger, he... But I mean, everybody knows that, and we've laughed about it and come to terms with it. Or you're a tourist who just started playing the game. It's one of two things. Or you're just one of those people that hangs around the fandom and is like, oh yeah, Fate Grand Order. I like that game. That's where all the cool servants come from, you know. It's like when I hear, you know, people talk about how, like, you know, Jalter, oh, she just straight up hates you. Well, yeah, she does, but there's a lot more going on there. Which you would know if you actually played the game and actually read. But no, instead we just have to go through the wiki and find the cool pictures that we like the most and be like, "Oh yeah, I like that servant so much." It's like people that are like, Jalter would totally be a you know, a top or whatever else, and I'm like, yeah, she's more or less a power bottom. I'm sorry for the people that have this image in their head of, you know, Jalter being like domineering to them. Hell, she probably fantasizes about that herself, but she is not the type. You just gotta watch the Valentine's scene to understand that. Like, haha, Master, I've finally got one over on you. Ha 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 ha. You're gonna have to eat my chocolate. Wait, that sounds lewd. That sounds actually disgusting. And it's got my face on it. Ha ha ha. And you're just like, well, that looks like a cute chocolate. And her whole berserker form. Her talking about, you know, the things that she talks about there. Anyways, I'm getting derailed. The point being, you know, oh my god, I can't believe all these people are saying this stuff about my dear waifu Musashi, who is my waifuest waifu in the world. Why don't you fuckers go back to whatever the current popular gacha game is and leave Fate Grand Order alone, you fucking tourists? She doesn't hate you, but she probably wouldn't hesitate to, do experiments on you for scientific purposes. I mean, if that's okay with you, she's okay with it. I don't think she'd bat an eye being like, gonna experiment on this guy. I'm kidding, of course. I need to actually get to and finish Lost Belt 6. But apparently, they actually do a good job of redeeming Morgan, which... I mean... Yeah, I could see it. She's basically like Atoria, isn't she? In that she tried to do a bunch of shit, but she fucked everything up because she didn't understand exactly what the fuck she was getting herself into, and then refused to actually make the adequate corrections, and then just kept trying to keep a bad situation going because, well, shit, I fucked everything up, might as well just keep it going. Pretty sure Morgan gave her a Kit Kat on White Day. Like, I know Bargress would probably try and eat me how I would treat her. Well, this reminds me of history. When I went to an event here in Brazil, there was an Okita cosplayer that didn't know what servant summoning was. And she was cosplaying Okita from Fate Grand Order. Alright, so I will have to give a little pushback on that. Right? I don't think a lot of cosplayers are necessarily obligated, as hard as that is for me to say, they're not necessarily obligated to, properly. It's good. It's good if they can actually properly portray the characters, but I don't think they're necessarily obligated to. At the end of the day, they're basically just people wearing costumes. It'd be like if I went out as the Headless Horseman, one Halloween, and people were like, "Oh yeah, the Headless Horseman. That's my favorite story." I mean, were you shivering down, were shivers running down your spine when, it said, if he could just reach the bridge, and then he reached the bridge and he turned around and the ghoul flung his head, the head impacting Ichabod's, and, the next day the horse is grazing and blah, 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 blah. I'd be like, yo, I just thought it was a cool imagery. Now that is fair. At least cosplay something you really like. But then again, that's the problem. A lot of people will cosplay things that are popular or things that look cool. Ultimately, you get what you pay for. If you could find that cosplayer that's ultimately, like, enthusiastic. But then, you're gonna run it... Honestly, I would think it's kind of one of those things where, like, if you imagine something like a really, really dark-ass black dude, right? Walking around dressed up as Goku. A lot of people are going to get upset. But, like, this dude, imagine this dude, he fucking can list, he can go back into the history of book 1, comic manga panel 1 of Dragon Ball, and do the whole fucking Goku series. He could talk with your ass for hours, right? But he just doesn't look the part. Because, you know, reasons. Reasons that'll probably get people in trouble for pointing out on social media or whatever. Not that I give a shit, but, you know, have fun with it. Or hell, even take it beyond that. Maybe the person doesn't have the greatest cosplay in the world. You know, it's some ultimately handmade bullshit. Doesn't look all that good. It gets the point across, but it doesn't really look all that perfect or convincing. But at the end of the day, like, this character can just sit there and talk with you for hours on end about, like, all the events that their character went through and everything else. Like, and you ultimately understand that this character is really important to that person, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these professional cosplayers, you know, the ones that are gonna do the professional tier cosplay where it looks perfect. It looks exactly like the character, like just how I imagined it would look in 3D. Except for the fact that, you know, that person, they're a professional cosplayer. Their profession isn't professional Fate Grand Order historian, professional Honkai Impact Star Rail a historian. Their profession is cosplayer. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. You just got to understand that that's the way the world works. Yes, their profession is dress up. Yes, that is a lot of cosplayers. So you can't really get all that mad about them for picking a popular character or a character that has a particularly striking, like, look to them. The thing is, at the end of the day, I asked for her to roll for me in Okitan Banner, and she got me 2 pressed workout CEs. Okay, well that's kind of fucked up, yeah. All right, well, sadly, I think we're gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to end it here. Again, as always, gotta get ready for work. You couldn't even do it. You couldn't even do it. Did she show feet? Did she show her feet? Alright, I'll stick around a little bit longer, but just warning, I may end as soon as I end it. I bet she was wearing shoes, wasn't she? See, immersion broken. Immersion broken!
Attention all personnel. Work is over for today.
Ew! Flip-flops. Not even proper Japanese sandals? With tabi socks? You deserve the priest ritual CEs. But were they tabi socks? And were they proper Japanese sandals? That could be forgiven. But if they weren't, that all goes down to you. You should have noticed immediately that they weren't proper tabi socks. I bet you don't even know what tabi socks are, do you? Not only do you not deserve Okita rolls, you deserve those CEs that you got. Let this be a lesson to you. And don't let it happen again. All right. I'm being a little mean there. But seriously, I probably got another 20 minutes. So, even if it went from 1 to 0 viewers, it really wouldn't matter. Because I gotta get to work today. Unless, somehow, magically, fucking work is gone. I'm at that point. I am at that point where I am starting to be like, it would be nice if, the building burned down today and I didn't have to go into work. God damn it. I tried. What do you fuckers want? You know what? Alright, you don't get engineer's lodgings then. Fuck you. I need those resources for other things. How did it get burned? How did it get burned? Actually, no. I should wrap it up here. Hopefully we can get back on that grind later today. But for now, yeah, I gotta go get ready for work. Let's keep the streak going. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely check out the Shin VOD of Samurai Remnant later. And probably get back into it myself, hopefully, once I can get actually this fucking generator built. But for now, you know what time it is. I'll see y'all out there and take her easy. Whatever you do.